you know, at the end of the day, you're going to end up with like a large chunk of your account gone to the market, right? And then you can't call the market, say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't want to take this trade. You know, so this happens. So when you have resistance formed and you have support formed, it's very important that you just wait or you just stay away. Because sometimes, some days, what's going to happen is the price is just going to range. You know, price is just going to range, and if you're trading, let's say you're JPY and price is ranging, and there's no trade. It's just waiting. You're waiting and waiting and waiting. I think that happened on Thursday too. We were in Euro JPY buys and price is just ranging for so long. I just exited our positions because it reached our comfortability level that, okay, we could not hold it anymore. All right. What candles reach support? Okay, so this was supposed to be what happens when candles reach support or resistance. Okay, how do you know if it's an easy day or a hard day, or is it easy to spot on candles? Yeah, so we're going to go on some examples here, so your question is going to be answered. We're going to ask questions at the very end because most of your questions are going to be answered. All right, what happens when price is trending bearish or bullish, right? What happens? So you come to the charts and you see that you have bearish candles forming, and these bearish candles are moving down, right? You have big bearish candles moving down, and to the left-hand side, you see some sort of a support here, and you have bearish candles moving down, right? So what do? Normally, what you would do is that you would say, okay, you know what? Since we have bearish candles forming, and there's a 4-hour support, so we're going to try to take a buy here, right? So this is a very bad idea because all the candles are going against you. Your idea is correct that you're trying to take a buy on support, but then you have to realize that all candles are going against you. You know, they're all bearish candles. There's not a bullish candle in sight. So you always have to wait for candles to at least turn bullish so that then you can say, okay, you know what, maybe now we have found support, so the probability of it rejecting is higher, because on the 1 hour and the 30-minute, we have found support. So there's a high probability that now we're going to start to move up and maybe, like, you know, retest the level that was broken or whatever the case is. But once price is moving down and you see that the destination of support is close by, just wait. Just wait for price to reach that area, you know, and then wait for price to form some sort of a support on the 30-minute or the 1 hour time frame to see that, okay, maybe, okay, now we are forming some sort of a rejection to continue in the opposite directions. Now, that's going to be a counter trend trade, but you have to understand that smaller time frames, they create the overall higher time frame, right? And the same case is when you have candles moving bullish, you have larger candles moving up, and then they're reaching some sort of a resistance. So we're going to use the same support as resistance here. We're reaching resistance and you're trying to sell. A lot of people do this, you know, like on Wednesday I had someone taking sells on USD JPY in Asian session when it was moving bullish, right? So when it's moving bullish and it's oh, I had 2 hours of REM sleep. So when it's moving bullish and you have resistance, your idea is correct to take a sell, but you have to wait because you never know, man. This candle can just continue moving up. This can, or when the candles are bearish, these bearish candles can continue moving down. Like a lot of people here have faced that. Like when you're trying to take a buy, when the price is trending bearish, you're trying to take buys, you get fucked because candles just keep moving down, and you're saying, "Oh man, what's happening? I moved my stop loss. This thing is still moving down. Like, when do I close? When did it stop?" And when it's moving down, you start to panic because then you start to look left and you start to see imaginary supports, right? You start seeing imaginary support and you're like, okay, well, it's moving down. This is probably the support. And by the time price reaches this area, what happens? You have a massive push down and then the next candle starts to move up. That's happened to a lot of people here, right? This happened to me too. It's very normal. Like it has happened, you know, because we're trying to call, this is what they call is that you're trying to call bottoms when price is moving down, that you're saying, okay, we've reached a bottom without price forming a bullish candle, or it's called calling tops, that when price is moving up, right? And you're saying that, okay, we've reached the top area, so now we're going to sell right over here.